Welcome to the podcast series, Small Business Survival Conversations. Through our weekly conversations, we hope to provide you with strategies and insights, knowledge and expertise to enlighten you as you work to build and grow your business.
Good morning, business warriors, and welcome to Monday Morning Motivation on the Small Business Survival Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Anna Steinfest. And if you're listening to me right now as a small business owner, entrepreneur, dream builder, service provider, creator, freelancer, side hustler, or someone carrying the weight of a vision that matters deeply to you, then this message is for you. I want to start this Monday by saying something that I hope settles deep in your spirit. You're doing better than you think you are. I know it may not always feel that way. I know there are mornings when you wake up already tired. I know there are days when your to-do list is longer than your energy. Trust me, I've been there. I know there are moments when you wonder if all this effort is really going to pay off. Because small business ownership is not just business. It is very emotional, it is personal, it is spiritual, it is mental, it is financial. It stretches you in ways that people on the outside do not always understand us. When you own a small business, it is not just about selling a product or offering a service. It is about carrying responsibility. It is about showing up when you do not feel like showing up. It is about solving problems no one else sees. It is about trying to build something meaningful while life is still lifing around us. And that is why every Monday, I want this space to be a reminder that you're not alone in this journey. Today, I want to tell you a story like usual. And not just any story, but a fairy tale style story for the small business owner who has felt overlooked, worn down, underestimated, or uncertain, yet is still standing. So the story is The Brave Little Lantern. And here's how it goes. Once upon a time, in a village surrounded by hills and deep forests, there was a season when darkness seemed to come earlier than usual. The winds were colder, the roads were rougher, the nights felt longer. In that village, everyone depended on light to find their way home, to do their work, and to keep hope alive. The grand houses had giant chandeliers. The town hall had bright shining lamps. The wealthiest merchants had golden lanterns hanging in their windows so everyone could see them from far away. But tucked away at the edge of the village was a tiny shop owned by a humble lantern keeper. And inside that little shop sat a small lantern. It was not the biggest lantern. It was not the brightest lantern. It was not made of gold. It did not have jewels around its frame. It was simple, small, plain. And because it was small, many overlooked it. The large lanterns laughed among themselves and said, "What good can that little lantern do? It barely lights a corner. It could never light a road, guide a crowd, or stand up against a storm." The small lantern heard every word. And if it could have cried, it would have. Because deep down, it wanted to matter. It wanted to help. It wanted to shine. But compared to others, it felt like it did not have enough. Not enough strength, not enough visibility, not enough power, not enough importance. One evening, a great storm swept through the village. The wind came hard, the rain came down fast, and one by one, the grand lights began to go out. The chandeliers were too delicate. The fancy lamps cracked in the wind. The golden lanterns had looked so beautiful in calm weather, but they could not stay lit in the storm. Soon the village paths were dark. People did not know where to go. Shop owners could not find their doors. Families could not see the road home. Then the lantern keeper reached for the small lantern, not because it looked impressive and not because it drew attention, but because it was steady. The lantern keeper lit it carefully, shielded the flame with his hands, and carried it into the storm. And something beautiful happened. That little lantern, though small, it stayed lit. It did not light the whole village at once. It did not turn night into a day. It did not remove the storm, but it lit the next step. Then the next one. Then the next one after that. One family found their way because of it. Then a shopkeeper, then a child, then an elder, then a mother carrying grocery, then a father searching for home. Before long, people began following that little lantern through the storm. And the village realized something they had forgotten. You do not always need the biggest and the brightest light. Sometimes you just need a light that refuses to go out. Let me say that again for the small business owner listening this morning. You do not have to be the biggest business to make a powerful difference. You just have to keep your light on. That is the word for the day. You may not have the biggest budget. You may not have the biggest following. You may not have a huge team. You may not have a fancy office. You may not have all systems figured out yet. You may not feel as polished as the businesses you compare yourself to. But if you are still showing up, still learning, still serving, still trying, still building, still praying, still planning, still creating, still believing, then your light is still on. And that matters more than you know. Because there are people connected to your business who need what you carry. There are customers who need your solution. There are clients who need your service. There are people who need your voice, your creativity, your wisdom, your product, your compassion, your consistency. And sometimes the very thing you're tempted to dismiss because it looks small is the thing that becomes most valuable when times get hard. Small businesses are like that little lantern. They are often built in quiet places. They are often overlooked. They are often underestimated. They're often doing more with less. But small businesses are resilient. They know how to stretch. They know how to adapt, how to survive storms. They know how to serve with heart. They know how to create community. They know how to make something meaningful out of limited resources. And I want to tell you this morning, do not confuse small with weak. Small does not mean insignificant. Small does not mean ineffective. Small does not mean invisible to the people who need you most. Sometimes small means nimble. Sometimes small means personal. Sometimes small means connected. Sometimes small means authentic. Sometimes small means powerful in ways that large businesses can never duplicate. So, if this week finds you feeling like the little lantern, tired, questioned, or wondering whether what you're doing is enough, I want to remind you your steady light matters. Every invoice you send matters. Every product you improve matters. Every customer you serve matters. Every time you market when you feel awkward, it matters. Every time you post, follow up, create, organize, pivot, and keep going, it matters. Success is not always loud. Growth is not always dramatic. Progress is not always obvious. Sometimes success looks like staying lit in the storm. And let's talk honestly for a moment. One of the reasons so many small business owners get exhausted is because they are trying to do everything manually, mentally, emotionally, and physically all by themselves. You're the CEO, the marketing department, the operations manager, the service customer team, the social media strategist, the content creator, the scheduler, the invoicing officer, the idea person, the fixer. I can go on and on and on with that list. And while that level of dedication is admirable, it can also become overwhelming. I know that. That is why this season is so important because we are living in time when small businesses do not have to do everything the hard way anymore. There are tools available now that can help you work smarter, save time, organize your ideas, simplify your operations, strengthening your marketing, and create more consistency without adding more burnout. One of these tools is AI right now. I know a lot of you are hearing about that. Some of you may be scared. Yes, a lot of small business owners find that AI sounds intimidating or very technical or confusing. It sounds like something only large companies or tech experts know how to use. But the truth is, AI can be a practical support tool for everyday small business owners. It can help you brainstorm content. It can help you write marketing copy or organize your workflow, also create a systems you can put in place or even save precious time. It can help you think through operations and growth in a way that feels more manageable. And let's be honest, when you're carrying a business, time is just not time. Time is energy. Time is capacity. Time is peace. Time is possibility. So when you can use tools that help you reclaim some of that, it is not cheating. It is wisdom. That is why I'm so excited to share that we will be offering free workshops focusing on helping small businesses understand how to utilize AI, especially for operations and marketing. These workshops are designed with real small business owners in mind, not just people who love tech, not just people with giant teams, not just people with endless budgets. These workshops are for business owners who has a real business, real responsibilities, real goals, and real pressure. Therefore, the person asking, how can I market more consistently? How can I get organized? How can I use AI without feeling overwhelmed? How can I improve operations? How can I grow without burning myself out? And I want you to know that you can sign up for our workshops by visiting survivebizhub.org. And I will put that in the description of this podcast. And once you go to the website, you have to go under the Business Hub Growth Academy to sign up. So let me say that clearly again. To sign up for our free shops on using AI for small business operations and marketing, visit survivebizhub.org under the Business Hub Growth Academy. This is a new step, and I'm excited about it because I believe small business owners deserve access to practical, empowering education that helps them grow stronger, not just busier. You do not need more confusions. You need clarity. You do not need more pressure. You need support. And you do not need to feel left behind. You need tools that meet you where you are. And that is what these workshops are meant to do. And they're totally free. So as you move into this week, I want you to stop measuring yourself only by how big your business looks right now. I want you to measure yourself by your willingness to keep your light on. Measure yourself by courage to keep learning. Measure yourself by your commitment to keep showing up. Measure yourself by your decision not to quit. Because the truth is, many people only celebrate businesses after the breakthrough, after the visibility, after the growth, after the applause. But here on this podcast, we honor you in the building season. We honor you in the surviving season. We honor you in the stretching season. We honor you in the figuring it out session because that season counts too. And maybe this Monday is not about trying to light the whole village. Maybe this Monday is about lighting the next step. Maybe it is one email, one call, one post, one plan, one customer follow up, one workflow improvement, one brave idea, one moment of saying, I may be tired, but I'm still here standing. So that's enough for today. And now, before we close, let me leave you with your action steps for this week. Number one, I want you to protect your light. Ask yourself, what is draining me most in the business right now? Is it confusion, overwork, lack of structure, inconsistent marketing, trying to do too much alone? Identify the thing that is making your flame flicker. Action step number two, I want you to choose one area to strengthen. Pick one area of your business this week that needs support. Most operations, marketing, communication, follow up, planning, visibility. Do not try to fix everything at once. I want you to focus on one thing. Action step number three, replace your overwhelm with one intention move. Instead of staring at the whole mountain, choose one concrete action. Write the email, outline the post, organize the client list, build one simple system. Progress grows from action. Remember that. Step number four, I know today I'm giving you a little bit more steps. Get open to support and smarter tools. Give yourself permission to learn something new this week. If AI has felt unfamiliar or intimidating, let this be the week you become curious instead of fearful. Curiosity can change everything. Action step number five, I want you to register for this free workshop. Go to survivebizhub.org and sign up under the Business Hub Growth Academy for our free workshops on how small businesses can utilize AI for operations and marketing. This may be the support you need to work with more clarity, confidence, and efficiency. And let me leave you with this final word. You may feel small. You may feel unseen. You may feel stretched. You may feel like your light is not doing enough. But a steady storm light can lead people through a storm. So this week, do not spend all your energy wishing you were a different kind of business. Be the business you are. Serve with what you have. Learn what you can. Use the tools available to you. Take the next step and keep your light on because the world does not just need big businesses. It needs brave ones. It needs steady ones. It needs hard-led ones. It needs resilient ones. It needs businesses like yours. Thank you for joining me for Monday Morning Motivation. I want you to have a strong week, have a focused week, have a hopeful week. And remember, you do not have to light the whole world today. Just keep your light on.
You've been listening to the Small Business Survival Conversation podcast. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And don't forget to join us next week for another episode. In the meantime, hook up with us on our Facebook group at Small Business Survival Tools and Tips. Till next time, thank you for listening.